Wonderful day. Do you know why? Because it's another Finland day. 10 Finnish foods you must try before you die. So without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Finnish cuisine isn't like that special, but we have some pretty awesome small foods here in Finland, like this bad boy over here, which you need to try.
Is that? It looks like meat. It also looks like something else. So yeah.
And in this video I will show you 10 of those foods that you have to try. Let's go check them out. So what up, Fantastics? Welcome back to my channel. If you're first timer here, welcome. My name is Alex and I make authentic, fun and useful videos about Finland. So if you're interested in Finland and Finnish stuff, make sure to hit the subscribe button because you will join our fantastic squad and get more awesome Finnish videos in the future. So let's go straight to number 1, which is Karelian piirakka.
I've seen that. It's like that rice pudding-y thing. I want to try it. It looks good.
This is actually a traditional pastry from Karelian region. Outside is like this kind of like a rye crust, and this inside is usually barley or rice. You can buy this from any stores and stuff. This is best if you just put like some butter and warm it up in the microwave and awesome. And fun fact, Karela actually has this traditional specialty guaranteed status in Europe, which means that if this product is made outside of the specific region and bakeries, they can't use the name Karelian piirakka. For example, this is actually not the Karelian piirakka, but this is riisipiirakka, or like a rice pie. But basically it's the same, and I don't know if there's any difference. They're still pretty awesome.
Okay.
Now, hyvä on. Number 2 we have on the list is ruisleipä, rye bread.
Rye bread. We have rye bread. Rye bread's a thing in the UK. We have a brand of rye bread actually that you can purchase in the store. It tends to be a health food. I don't know if it's a health food in Sweden. It must be just a food that you guys eat. It just must be very healthy, but it's a health food in the UK.
And this one doesn't need any introductions. Probably if you've been into Finland and Finnish stuff, you have probably heard this.
Right, yeah,
this is one of the most healthiest types of bread you can get from Finland, and it's pretty cheap. You can get it from many stores. You can just eat it with butter, put cheese, ham, whatever, and enjoy. Good stuff. There's actually different types of rye breads, but this kind of like a rectangle shape is probably the most common. You can get it anywhere, and probably the most favorite by Finns. Also, and number 3 we have is näkkäri.
Näkkäri. Crisp bread. The crunchy version of ruisleipä. Sounds nice. Very crunchy.
And this näkkäri is kind of like the same as the rye bread. Kind of made out of the similar stuff. And this is actually used a lot in, for example, schools and in the army. And the reason is because this preserves really long time, so it doesn't go bad that easily. Because it's so flat, it takes a little time, like a little space, just to transport. So it's also really easy to it's really easy transportable. That's one of the reasons why it's used. And I remember when I was a kid in school, we always had näkkäri. Or actually, the real name is näkkileipä, but in spoken Finnish we say näkkäri. And still does its job. All right, and number 4, I think we're at number...
It's a bit ASMR, isn't it? Because the sound of crunching is quite nice to the ears, depending on who you are.
Number 4, we have leipäjuusto, aka the Finnish squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese. Okay, it doesn't sound appealing. It doesn't look nice from here, but it might be nice.
Good stuff. Well, this is basically like a type of cheese, which is kind of like a special here in Nordic. I'm not sure if it's in other Nordic countries,
it looks
but here
nicer
in Finland especially. And as you can see, I have some cloudberry jam on this.
That's why. I was thinking what's on top of it. I just saw something shaking on top and I was like, oh, what's that? The cheese underneath. Okay, that's fine.
Kind of like a dessert. So, for example, if you had your dinner, your lunch, you're having coffee, and this is usually served with coffee. And you can get this from any stores Again, I'm not sure how often people actually use this. When I was living at home, we rarely had this. I'm not sure if we ever had this one, but you might see this somewhere, but it's definitely worth to try out. And it kind of squeezes in your mouth. Good stuff. And number 5 on our list, we have berries.
Berries? Is that really Finnish food? Because berries are they're everywhere.
Finland is one of the great countries because we have crap load of berries, and these, for example, these are raspberries, which are one of my favorites. Nice, so delicious. Well, these ones I actually bought from the store. In the summertime, you can find these stalls which sell berries. So you can get pretty easily access to those in the summertime. And also in the summer or in the autumn, you can just go out in the wild and pick them yourself if you find a good spot. Because in Finland we have...
They're hard to pick though, a lot of thorns.
This everyman's rights, which says that everyone is allowed to roam freely in the forest, no matter who owns the forest. And you can pick berries there as well, for your own good. Another pro tip, for example, if you like strawberries, many strawberry farms offer general public just to go there, you can pick the strawberries and just pay them. And it's actually quite a little bit cheaper if you just buy the stuff from here. So you can also do that yourself. I'm going to eat this before we finish this video. Okay, let's move on. And number 6, I think we're at number 6, we have is Viili.
Viili. Sour
and
milk.
This is kind of like a kind of weird thing. It's kind of like fermented milk and yogurt, so it's a little bit thick. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm just using a fork.
Oh.
But the good thing is that this is...
The way that kind of... Does it look nice when he pulled it out? When he pulled the fork out, it looked a bit stringy.
Pretty healthy stuff. There's quite a lot of protein and stuff.
Doesn't even know himself what it is.
And this is also quite healthy. For example, if we put these strawberries, which we just had, in the Viili, it makes a pretty healthy, let's say, breakfast or snack. Nice. I'm not even sure what you would call this in English, but in Finnish we just call it Viili, and I guess it makes sense in English as well.
Yeah, I think it would be like a yogurt. It looks like, we call it yogurt.
Nice. They have these little sweeter versions as well. This has way more sugar because it's sweet. And for example, when I was a kid, I used to eat this quite often, but nowadays not really. But I just wanted to show it you for the sake of science. And
so yeah, Viili is yogurt. It's a yogurt.
Number 6 on our list, we have makkara.
Makkara. Simple and as Finnish it can get. Sausage.
If you plan to come to celebrate or spend your summer in Finland, you cannot dodge or avoid seeing Finns having some sausage or makkara in Finland, because it's really big part of the Finnish summer, because we all pretty often grill.
I like sausage.
These in the...
How's your sausage? I mean the food. How's your sausage? Does it taste good? Like do you have good sausages? Because I think in England we have really good sausages. Like we have the Cumberland sausage, Lincoln sausage. We have a lot of the breakfast sausage. We have a lot of different types of sausages, and our sausages are quite nice. So, what's yours like?
In the BBQs and enjoy it. There's quite a number of ways how you can have this. You can have it on its own, maybe not so recommended. You can warm it in the micro, you can fry it on a pan, you can grill it on a BBQ, then just enjoy it. And there's also so many different flavors and types of sausages. For example, this was Wilhelm's cheese sausage. And I didn't bother to warm it up for this video, so...
I know what type of sausage you guys have. Yours is like almost already cooked and has like a waxy outside with a really dense sausage in the middle. Our sausage is more like real meat. Not that that's not real meat, but our sausage is like actual, like real pig, which has been crushed and mushed. It tastes just a bit more real. I know we have that type of sausage as well. We've got a mate called Mattison's. If you Google Mattison's sausage, it looks like this one. So yeah, I know this type of sausage.
By the way, I forgot to mention that you usually enjoy the sausage with some mustard, but because I'm such a mofo and I don't like mustard, I'm just eating on its own. What a dumbass.
But still does its job. Nice. Number 7 on this list, we have Mustamakara.
Now this one I want to know what it is. Black sausage. I'm not saying anything. Black sausage. This shit is delicious, they say.
And
it looks horrible.
Probably most of you guys were thinking like, what the is this shit? Looks like one. But this is actually one of my favorites. And this is actually a blood sausage specialized here in Tampere region. It's basically just like a sausage but made of blood. And how we usually have this.
Oh, we have this as well. We call it black pudding.
Is with lingonberry jam.
But we do not eat it with lingonberry jam. We fry it and we eat it with our breakfast.
Oh, so good. Before I moved to Tampere, I really didn't know what Mustamakara is. But once I moved here, started to study, tried this, and fell in love with the first bite. And this is definitely that type of food which splits opinions strongly. But if you ever get your ass to Tampere, I'm telling you to try this. You can get this again from the stores. I bought this from the meat counter of my local supermarket. But they have also these food stalls in the center of Tampere where you can get this. And it's so good. Nice. But this one is number 9. And this bad boy is lihapiirakka.
Lihapiirakka. Meat pie. The snack full of fat. So that sounds delicious. Meat pie. It doesn't look like a pie though. It looks like bread. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like a bread. It looks delicious.
To be honest, I don't really like this myself. It seems that this is one like a typical Finnish small food, and if you know the cinnamon rolls, like you know the sweet stuff, this outside is exactly the same stuff that is on the cinnamon roll, and in the inside there is something like a mix, like a combo of rice and meat. Looks something like this. And these are again the generic, you know, packed stuff from.
Looks very dry. Let me know what they taste like. That looks very dry.
From the supermarket. So
I remember someone saying in the last video that had one of these meat pies that the guy had got it from like a convenience store or a supermarket, and that's the reason why it's dry. And actually, if you get it from a proper like bakery, it's really nice. Let me know if that's true.
So not so special. You can get this from this fast food places as well. When I had one as a kid, I didn't like it at all. And it's still kind of the same. I mean, I'd rather eat this than get my ass kicked, but you know, it's still nothing special. Let's move on. Alright, and the number 10 in our list are rye chips.
Rye chips, healthy and tasty versions of potato chips. Okay.
Looks like this. And okay, think about your favorite potato chips, but instead they are this healthy, delicious rye version of those. Awesome. So for example, let's say if you're going to a party, instead of bringing those like a really salty, unhealthy potato chips, get a bag of these rye chips. Again, can be found in any store, and you can also get a dip, but I don't have a dip, but let's take some cloudberry jam. Okay, that's maybe a little bit exotic, but just randomly picking out what I have here. But you know, you can make a dip that bad boy there, eat it and enjoy. We had a range of different Finnish small and snack foods, but which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure.
It sounds very. It all looked nice actually. I would try every single one. There's a lot of dry food. He doesn't show me any like saucy foods. No like you know, meats in a pot with gravy and stuff and potato. There's more like snacks that we saw there, but I would try every single one of them. There's not one of them I was like, oh. And I think it's because European cuisine, for the most part, has a lot of similarities. Like the blood sausage, I was supposed to be like, that's absolutely gross. However, in the UK, we eat blood sausage. We call it black pudding, and we fry it and we have it with breakfast. Whereas, and in Scotland, which is, I live halfway between the capital of Scotland and the capital of England, but in Scotland they eat haggis, which is also doesn't look the best. So I think, to be honest, I would try everything once. I might not like everything, but I'll try everything once. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you later.